or depending on the world to
We're
give
not
you.
the tail.
Yes.
We've
Yeah,
now
we're
become the head.
Exactly. So all those scriptures come so alive in you. You know, it's just glorious.
Well, you move out of weakness
Right.
into his strength.
That's right.
You,
Yes.
You're no longer powerless
Yes.
over problems
Yes.
and circumstances.
Yes. Yes.
It says there, when I read that scripture about walking in God's circle, it says that he will teach us through his word, the Amplified Translation, that God will teach us how, through his word, through his promises, how to choose what's best for us.
Yes.
Like you and I raising the girls.
Right. And it's all really in his timing, I believe. You know, I think patience is huge in our faith walk, you know, because it's always in his timing. You know, we get so frazzled and, you know, how's this going to work? But it's always in his timing, you know, but you got to do something, you know, like what we were talking about today with that, when we went to, when you were preaching in Texas, remember, this summer, and then we went to California, and on the way back, we got that crowd strike.
That
Major IT strike. And
where everything was shut down, all the internets were shut down all over the world.
And we were bold, you know, with that whole thing. You know, I mean, somebody else would have just sat there and.
Well, we got stuck in Atlanta.
Right.
At the airport.
Yes. They canceled our flight. And then
with the girls.
There was no hotel rooms.
At night.
At night, yeah. And we thankfully found one outside, very far out, you know, from the airport. And the next day, we thought we were going to get on our flight, and it was canceled again. And so we figured we'd drive home. And then all the rental companies, all their cars were sold out. So we were stuck in Atlanta.
And couldn't, on hold for hours with the airlines.
Yes.
Couldn't find any rental cars anywhere. No, zero rental cars.
Yes.
And Maria had a bright idea. She says, well, Bob, why don't you go back to the airport and get in line? Oh, brother.
Well,
I said, okay, I'm going to do it.
Well, because we were on eternal hold with all the airlines. It was not.
I know, there was no other choice.
Right.
Get Uber, go back to the airport, get in line.
Right. And so, finish the story. This is classic. I mean, I tell people now, they're like, you did what?
Well, first of all, we got 2 hotel rooms.
Yes.
We're thankful for the hotel room. But the airlines that we did talk to, there was no flights going out maybe for 3 days.
Yeah.
So you do the math on the hotel rooms. You do the math on food.
Yeah.
You do, you know, the math is all of a sudden we're spending
a lot of money. Yeah.
That we really, being candid, didn't want to spend.
Right.
You know, unless we had to.
Like we weren't going on vacation to Atlanta, you know.
No.
Yeah.
We're not going on vacation.
Yeah, so we weren't going to be there on vacation. So we were like, it was like a forced vacation.
In a hotel room.
Yeah.
And you know, room service and way outside of town. And Maria says, well, go back to the airport. So I, you know,
because we couldn't talk to anybody. It was on hold, and we figured that we would never get out of there.
I mean, there's no other choice, and we were being proactive.
Exactly, that was my point. Yes.
I said, God is going to make a way.
Absolutely.
Where there is no way.
Yes.
Our faith creates the way.
Yes, but you've got to work your faith too.
Well, I'm not saying I have faith. I'm saying I have faith with works.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and faith with works is not faith with feelings.
Right. I mean, somebody else would have said, oh, you know what? We're just going to stay here until the flight becomes available. You know, and you could have been there for a week.
We're just going to sit here and pray.
Yeah, right. But we didn't do that.
We had prayed. Now we got some action.
We were proactive. We were not reactive. So finish the story.
Well, you and I are that way. We're very proactive
in every single thing that
because
we do.
I know that our faith with works creates.
Yes.
If there's not a way, it will create a way.
Yes.
If there's, it get faith.
Yes.
With works gives substance to things hoped for.
And we were really hoping to get home.
Because we needed to get back for several major reasons.
And we really needed to get home.
So I get in the Uber car.
Yes.
Nice.
And you were going to another rental agency that we thought there was a car.
We found one in Spanish, and the guy says, I don't think you want to go to this car rental place.
Right.
It's not a good neighborhood.
Right.
And so I says, well, take me back
To the airport.
And so we're driving to the airport, and I tell him what's going on, that we live in Florida, and we're in Atlanta, and that's about an 8 or 9 hour drive, and we would rent a car to drive, just anything to get out of town, to finish our journey.
Yeah,
And
we even did buses, trains. There was nothing available.
So we're pulling up to let me out to go get in this long line where people are laying and sleeping in the airport, and they're just everywhere, and this is just day one.
Right.
Or day two, and
Yeah.
it turned out to be many days people were
Yes.
there, but we got out. But he said this to me. He said, because we believe in angels.
That's right.
And we've had several encounters. Not that this guy was an angel, but an angel's probably talking to him. And he says, well, I'll drive you Uber
That's right.
to Florida. I'm going, I said, no, I don't think so. He says, well, I said,
And meanwhile, he's a complete stranger. Let's preface that. I mean, we did not know this person.
and he's saying, well, I'll drive you. I said, well, here's the guy saying he'll drive. I says, well, how much? And he gave some crazy figure. I says, no, I don't think we're going to do that. So I go inside and get in line. Call my office, my accounting department. We're going. My accountant and I are going over the numbers, and so the guy told me, he says, I'll drive around and circle the airport a little bit, and if you decide, give me a call. And so we did the math. I called him back, made him an offer, and
Yeah.
he gave us a wonderful price.
Yes.
Something.
Amazing price.
An amazing price, actually,
Yeah.
because he's going to drive there 8
Yeah,
or 9 hours
and come back.
and drive back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a nice car, a little small SUV, 7-seater or 5-seater or something, not a big giant car. But he said he would do it, so we go back to the hotel,
Yeah.
get Maria and the girls back outside of town,
Yeah.
picked him up, and we drive home.
Yes, and
because
it was
we were proactive
Yes.
with our faith.
Yes.
Our faith gives substance to
and
things.
we were
hope.
fearless,
Yeah.
I mean, people that I was talking to, they're like, I don't think you should do that. I mean, you don't even know this guy. I mean, no, don't. And we were like, no, we're good. We're doing this. And the guy turned out to be the kindest, most professional, most amazing person. I mean, he was quiet. He drove this exact speed limit. I mean, he was like a limo driver, not in a very expensive car or anything, but I felt like I was in a limousine. I felt very comfortable, very safe, and he got us home. And once again, the Lord was with us, the hand of God on our life, and we were proactive. We did something.
So our faith sees what you can't see.
Right.
You know?
Well, it was like the scripture that I've been meditating on with in Luke when Jesus, preached on Peter's boat or Simon's boat, and after he finished preaching, he told Peter had told him that he had not caught any fish. He toiled all night, and Jesus said, "Go out into the deep." Go out into the deep. Like, why would he have said? I kept reading that over and over again, and I thought, why would he say go out into the deep when he is a miracle maker? Jesus could have put fish right there in front of him, right? But he told him, go out into the deep. To me, it's like, go